cake at stake with the ones who made mistakes. Most of them will get the cream, but one of them will lead the game. It's cream for game.
Well, I would say that this series has been great. But let me just tell you that no, it wasn't. Okay, episode 17, part 1 had muffled audio on the part where the drawings were on the whiteboard and there was a song played over. I can't tell whether it was the audio or the music was just too freaking high. Either he had his music too high or he freaking had his audio muffled and low as crap. I could not hear most of the sounds and the audio throughout the episode. Throughout episode 17, part 1, I could not hear anything. I couldn't hear the audio because the music was played over it. Come on, man. I couldn't even hear any of their stories throughout the episode. And I'm going to say the episode was pretty bland. It had its moments. And let me just say, throughout the series, I don't think the characters ever had a character development. In fact, I don't think part 2 of episode 17 could back up episode 17 part 1. It just doesn't balance out. It just doesn't, nothing balances out. Nothing was better. Part 2 was a little bit better than part 1, but still it couldn't save it or save it from being interesting, because both of the episodes were equally, well, part 2 was a bit better than part 1, but still it wasn't a good way to end the series. And yes, Crater won the series, but I'm still thinking, thank God the series is over. Okay? I didn't like it. I thought he could have done better. I think, and who the heck knows if his camera even got better in the last 2 episodes? Who knows? The majority of this series was basically, oh no, here comes another episode. Let's eliminate this guy. Let's take as little time as possible on the challenges. Let's shake the camera a little bit. Let's not try a little bit sometimes. Now, I'm not completely hating on this guy. I was glad that the series was over. Of course, but I was also glad that it just ended in a way it should just have ended. I don't get it, okay? The challenge unclear. Me, error in my brain. Me falls down and doesn't get it. What the heck was that, first of all? Another thing, the characters hardly ever aged well. They didn't develop well. The series went on and nothing really happened. Also, the introduction to King Nixel and the evil guys, who honestly I couldn't hear the audio that much. And on that one part where there was drawings on the whiteboard and they were giving out their story mostly on part 1 of episode 17, I couldn't understand one word. I turned up the volume all the way, and I could still not hear this kid. I could still not hear the audio, and the music was so high, and it was over his voice, and I could not hear a thing he said. I could only see the drawings on the whiteboard. Now, what does that tell you for your episode? That means you gotta fix it. That means, honestly, you did something wrong. Both of the episodes I zoned out for the majority of the time because they felt so bland and the audio wasn't so clear to me that I just felt the need to just, what? You did that again? Oh, okay. This isn't a hate on his videos. I'm just stating the obvious. Part 2 couldn't back up part 1 because of how unbalanced both of the episodes felt. And as I said before, part 2 did better than episode 1. But dude, none of these episodes balance out with each other. It just doesn't balance out. like it both was so grainy and bland, and it didn't have its position, and nothing could back it up for being a great ending finale like you would think it'd be. Like most movies ending in a happy ending, I didn't feel that way at the end. It left me with a face doing this. What? What again? It left me with a kind of disappointed, dissatisfied face. I didn't feel like this series should have ended there, and when it ended there, maybe that's its full potential. Maybe the series, that was its full potential. But then again, this was around the time this kid had school, so I'm betting to the fact that he was always rushed to do these episodes. Which, if that's the case, I take back what I said about everything. Maybe he was rushed to do this series. Who knows? Obviously, other than that, I'm just saying this entire The Amazing Mixels event was just too bland for the likings. Okay? I'm going to put that as gentle as I possibly can. Now, other than that, I liked the series. I liked the series. It just got so bland that I literally was like zoned out some of the time. And when I came back to reality, I was like, what the heck? Because it makes you do that, even especially on the last two episodes. Towards the middle of the series, it felt like it had its very weird edges. Now, part 1 and part 2 of episode 17 is already in this episode. I'm already disgusted. I already disgusted it. And am I disgusted? Am I saying, ew, gross? Yes, I'm disgusted. I think it should have been more cleaner with the audio, and I think it should have been, first of all, on his stop motion on the whiteboard, on part 1 and part 2, the pictures were kind of unclear. One picture was blurry. Like, couldn't you have made every picture as equally clear? Like, look at this. Now, with a camera, if I do this, and then I come out here, it's going to get blurry for a second, and then it's going to clear back up. But with a picture, get it as clear as possible for every single picture to not make it blurry. And if you can't, I suggest get a better camera. Honestly, most of the pictures were good, though, when he was doing a stop motion. They weren't blurry, but some of them were. It's like, couldn't you have just made them all clear and more perfect? And as I wrap up the series at the end of the day, I just can't think of anything to really save this series. It was a Mixel series that I think that was very unclear, and that I didn't get it that much. It had its downs, it had its ups. As I said in episode 16, I was like, I'm only halfway done with this, really? I had to make a bunch of pauses and go to the bathroom and all that crap, and then I would come back and react to this stuff, all the episodes, and I'm like, well, thank the Lord it ended how it did, okay? I guess I'm okay with it ending how it did, because any more episodes in this date, in that moment of time, and I don't think it would have saved the series still. I think today Nicholas Machado is still, I've seen his recent stuff, okay? He's better. Let me say he is better. I'm not saying he's a bad YouTuber. I'm just completely, specifically pointing out this series. This series didn't age for me. It didn't age for me. It didn't have potential as I was a little bit hoping for. I was a little bit thinking this would have some light, some potential. But in the end, I just couldn't get the story. I'm not picking on you. It's really just me, okay? This is just my stupid opinion. So if I offend anybody in any way, I am truly sorry. Now, about the two last episodes in more detail, well, there's really nothing more to say about them. Other than they were grainy. The camera quality at the end was pretty good, actually. I liked it. I liked the camera quality. I liked the characters. I liked the evil characters that came in the end. That blue guy. The names that I can never remember. Because, I don't know. I have no idea. The names that these characters were given, I don't know. But at least the songs, the music he put into this video were way too loud for the voice. Maybe turn down your song and have it to where we can still hear your voice, because most of the time I couldn't, even though I turned the volume all the way up. And I think that's something most YouTubers do, other than me. Now I turn the music down and have time for my voice to speak to you clearly. As I'm not going to put any music in this video, of course, I'm just telling you straight up facts. I'm spitting facts right now. This series didn't stand the test of time for me. This was an unbalanced series. Part 2 couldn't even make Part 1 back it up to make this entire series and Part 1 balance out. It wasn't a leveled series. With that, with all of this, and with no up high character development in the series, I say it really did all right, but it was very bland. Okay? If he comes out with another Mixel series, and I will watch it, but just don't make it how... I wouldn't say don't make it how it was used to be made. Some things need to be changed. Not everything. I liked it that he took time to stop the camera right there, build the Mixels up into Merps, Maxes, and Mixes. And I liked that he did stop motion. And I liked that he created things and did things that no other Mixel YouTuber really does and actually mixes them. And I don't do that. This YouTube channel, I have a Mixel series and I don't mix them. But this guy, it's something I don't want him to change. Like, his Mixel videos, he needs to mix his characters. It's what gives Nicholas Machado. I don't know if I say his name right. Okay, but all I'm saying is, there's some things, if he were to make a new series, which I recommend, I just want to see how good he is now. I just want to see if he's really evolved from this series, and if he could like make a full-on Mixel series nowadays. Who knows? Maybe he'll get better at the audio, really, and the storyline, and his character development, and the camera. Other than that, his creations of him building and making stop motions on the thing. Here's the thing. I love his creations and the way he brings it. I don't like how he performs it. I don't like how he records it. His great ideas, but on a crappy performance level. That's what I'm saying. The camera, the audio, the character development, the story and the plot setting, that's what he needs this entire time. That's what he's been needing. Other than that, I don't think that this series... I don't think I have anything else to say about this series. Bland. A little good. I'm not saying it's trash. This is definitely not a trash series. It's a little bit bland for my likings. And by the way, if you all like my review on the Amazing Mixels Event, thank you so much. I am Shopkin, and I've been doing all of these episodes straight from watching the Amazing Mixels Event. Thanks to Nicholas Machado for doing all this. And I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.